just needs to stay alive, bide some time, distract them. Fair enough. Time's running, and I love this like coming in.
Assalamualaikum.
Yeah, they're on a timer. There's also going to be presence from Heaven. Spring's going to get there. It's Lysor. What an opener! Basically every kill, a headshot there for Wolves. And then we're ready for the trap SEN late at B.
There's going to be so much proactivity like that from Sentinels here on defense. So if Wolves can continue to nullify that, flash turned by both players, quick on that reaction. And look at these taps from Lysor, who is by far the most experienced player on this Wolves team when it comes to international events. Every single one he attended with FPX in 2024. That experience is going to need to come into play to keep the rest of these guys in it. He's been such a consistent force for them.
Tech falls down on the stage. A keyboard issue being cited. So we have at least a chance to try and establish ourselves now at the start of this game, because John QT picking up the sky here. Obviously, we're very used to seeing this team just force Teho every single map. We got teased a little bit in Agents, so like thinking maybe we would head back to the Cypher. But this is the look that SEN have sort of settled on. Obviously, Zekken still going to be on that Yoru, a huge component of their run. A big recovery when they got back to the Americas region after that shocking start in Bangkok. Can they carry them further?
One of the big gameplay narratives coming into this year with Sentinels, when 10 Saucy departed, they need to reformat how they're approaching the game, was why is John not playing Sentinel when you have Narrate coming in, who was such a great initiator in EMEA last year? And at times it certainly felt awkward. The fans of the team, when they were in a bit of disarray, were questioning those role swaps. Is that the reason for some of those early struggles? And it all made sense when John was able to pretty much play Teho on almost all the maps, occasionally playing the breach, and Narrate will pick it up, right? And that just seemed to smooth things over. So now that we're back in a Teho-less world, will things be as smooth as they were for SEN when they were the only Americas team to beat G2 in that first stage? Or is it going to be an adjustment period for them?
Conversely, Wolves also were a really Teho-reliant team. They're playing that agent in the past on most of their maps as well. Tech pause sorted. We're going to be jumping back into the game now. It's Wolves, of course, on their anti-eco.
Brought up a couple rifles, just going to leave that ghost towards Spring, who is going to be surely trying to lurk, take a couple engagements with no upgrade here. Look at this from Wolves. I think this is really right now telling the story of what they know they're up against. At any moment, there could be multiple flashes with a fault line coming right at them, especially on an eco round. So they are taking their sweet, sweet time. We're already 40 seconds in and they're chilling.
Delta took a big hit there. Some spray potentially as the poison orb came up in mid. That trap wire indicates that Wolves may not opt to stay at the A side. They're hoping to tease something out. Here's a flash mid for a re-clear. Nothing spotted by SEN. Now they'll disperse a little further. At least Zekken will move back towards Heaven. That's a ping from Wolves, though, in mid. They're starting to make this move on A.
We are down to 45 seconds, so there is no map control right now for Wolves. Look at SEN. They've read the situation. They're pivoting over, and certainly that trailblazer broken, they'll know.
Now time getting a little even lower. Where do Wolves go from here? Hit by the fault line, unable to make that execute onto A, but Spring has started to create an opening here through mid. SEN are responding, though.
They're on the full rotate. Now Spring is going to beat them there. The rest of the team should be able to get to Heaven. Do they have a smoke to actually cut this off with a molly? That will do the job. 20 seconds to cross into the site. Still time is so low.
Hold confirms no plays for Sentinels are in this part of the site for now, so in they go. Lysor just want to stand up over towards here. That defense spawn choke.
10 seconds left.
The attack side will have themselves a plant. SEN not able to create any trap opportunities early in the round. Only equipped with classics. There's not a whole lot to be done.
These guys are giving me some serious anxiety with that late rotate. SEN we're stacked up and ready now. It's just about Wolves cleaning this up with ease.
Spring and Lysor going to be grouped up here in the back of sight. They're going to be facing in a bunch of classics. This should be easy enough for them, but Dorain's able to find Juicy. Guiding Light goes in, does find a ping, but the wall gets thrown up here by the attack side. They can sit happily behind that now, and they handle Sentinels, corral them into the site, and walk out of the round with 3 rifles.
All of the important guns carried over from Wolves. Dangerous for a moment there. SEN were so aware of what they were doing, and that was a round where Wolves, it was looking like they were a little too apprehensive about how offensive this SEN comp is going to be on defense. But once they're set up here, that wall to play off that you called out is really going to simplify things for Wolves and credit them. I mean, they did get to this site with everybody alive. And it's a pretty clean anti-eco overall. Let's get into this bonus round.
One thing we're looking for is we're looking to see if Wolves can make adaptations on the fly. In the past, they really stuck to plan A and didn't really change things up when things got weird mid-round. One of the criticisms been leveled at them.
And certainly one of the reasons that the run to get here was so volatile. You know, winning a clean 2-0 over Billy, qualified and losing 0-3. Here's Juicy trying to press up towards mid. An incredibly aggressive player, specifically when he's on this duelist, on this map even. He is a menace.
Look at his space. Juicy's getting a lot of room up mid, but Zelsis plants his feet, ready to receive him. At the same time, the push is coming to the B side, but bang, is hidden.
Spring is so aware.
Oh, that's straight through smoke, Lysol. You can't be doing that. Now Zekin and John are a little bit split from each other. John attempts a foray, and YU just blows him up. Zekin just has to walk away with his gun intact. There's not much else to do.
Free little upgrade for YU on the bonus round conversion. Zekin forced to save. Bank broken for SEN. Wolves with all the momentum in the world early. What a play from Spring. Now he is a man on this team that shows absolutely zero fear. Reckless abandon at times. Often getting him punished, but feels just as often when you watch this guy. He is going to outright win rounds for this team. I just love that awareness from him, realizing that Bang is going to be playing around the cloud that he had up. He drops and he's posted for the duel. That is insane.
He's the kind of player, even as a Viper player, that loves to just stand out in the open and take these duels. Sometimes early in the round, so it's been exploitable in the past for Wolves, but in that situation, it was just what they needed to control B.
So when you're on attack and you're getting clean 1v1 wins over Bang anchoring a site, you're earning my respect, because these are the situations where Bang is at his finest.
Zelsa is the only player for Sentinels who's really able to have any stopping power in that round. As that poison orb came down, he was just too slow to the punch. Rough starting for Sentinels. We've got him mic'd up. That's an interesting decision.
We're going to see a lot of stingers on this half by very North America coded of SEN to be bringing these in.
Bring them down.
The expert region with one of the silliest guns in the game.
Blinded.
They really want this mid control, Sen. They've already thrust Zekin straight down. And Wolves always playing, again, very passively early, just like we saw in that anti-eco round. Two players grouped up towards Ramen, but Zekin's got a pretty far forward on Bang. Sufat's able to spot it out though. Of course, Gate crashes away. Now Wolves do have to re-clear mid to some degree, but they're starting to encroach on A, and they've got a local player advantage here.
Juicy has worked some nice space here. YU spamming through. SEN, again, they are rotating heavily to where Wolves have made noise. This is really reminiscent of that eco round they had earlier. They are stacked up on the proper site, and it looks like Wolves want to force the issue.
Oh, this could be dangerous though. Zekin from within the dark cover, but Juicy takes the fight to them. That, however, though, is where the Stingers thrive. Juicy is cut down. 40 seconds left in the round, and here at least Wolves are changing things up. You'll note that Lysor has taken the spike across towards mid. They have, though, left Spring here.
30 seconds left.
Does Lysor dare try to take this spike towards B? Do Wolves attempt to pivot? They're going to. He should be able to get a free plant. Doesn't look like Bang is going to be in position to stop that and get there going so late, man. We've got 15 seconds on the clock, but they should be able to get the spike down. SEN do recover another upgrade. Gun to narrate. Oh my god, this could be everything.
He has the gun.
This could be everything on the round.
The rate gets past them, but the timing here is very tight. Sufat is likely to come up behind Sentinels here, and they may not be ready for a bated breath here as Wolves try and close the net. But John wins out against Spring. Sufat has to go large here, but he doesn't have much to shoot at. Sees John. Trigger discipline. Pays off. Now he's got that heaven control. Sentinels are starting to filter out onto the site. Lysor waiting. Dark cover blooms. He'll see it all here and brings Zelsis to heal. The shot through the smoke might be too much in the hand of Sufat from the rafters. Can finish the job. That's 4 for the Fade and 4 for Wolves.
The IGL of Wolves. Speaking of how much this tournament meant to him, comes up in a crucial round where SEN could have halted the momentum they've got from winning that bonus on the prior. The patience here. beautiful flank and then able to just snap onto the remaining Sentinel players while they were distracted by Lysor in the site. 3v4 or 1 out. A couple rounds where Sen had to read on what Wolves are doing, putting them in a horrendous time situation, but they are still able to win it out.
Now those Sentinels do have their rifles backs to hand. Okay, second. Coming off second best in that early encounter, Spring always up for a fight.
He will not shy away from taking a tool like that. Wolves are getting some space up here towards mid. Last time, when this was the case, we saw Juicy just double satchel straight into heaven, and the rest of his team got caught off by Amali. Sometimes situations like that were their undoing in the qualifying run. Spring with the adjustment, his aim is sick.
And that was after second pull back from mid, so now Sentinels do not have information about that part of the map. They've got no idea that Wolves have concentrated their players towards his A side. Bang's about to get awful busy. The highest ACS and KPR controller in America's playoffs. A real standout player is about to have his hands very full. Will spray through, Silfat feels the burn. Wolves are milling about here over towards main now, looking to take that ramp control, but look at Sen, they are going to get some players up ropes.
3 players potentially in fire for Sen. Juicy going to cross. Second a bit too far, or John rather, with that Trailblazers. Elsis, does he have an opportunity to get off the rug? No, he's just feeling the danger, the pressure. Bang is going to have to at least get one here.
Oh, the timing!
Only 2, what a fault line!
Perfect setup, and Bang brings the house down! They really needed that.
The stun from Narrate was perfect, made it absolutely effortless for one of the best anchor defensive players in the game. Flash as well, next to everybody.
They were trying to run through maple syrup, Wyatt. Do not recommend.
Spike down.
Third round, where Wolves had intentions of going A. This time they commit, and Sen have the full rotate, the full read on them. This is the first time they've actually been able to convert that, though, where they've been able to use that overwhelming initiator utility to halt them at a choke point when they're dropping out of heaven.
Still a timeout here called for Sentinels. They obviously want to build off that very important round 5 win. And I think they're probably cottoned on to the fact that Wolves are playing at the speed that should allow Sentinels to set up the traps just like that. Have a little bit of advance notice, providing they can maintain some map presence, get some information in those mid rounds.
When we do head back into this on round 6, Wolves are 1 orb away from 4 different ultimates right now. So you have to imagine out of this Sen, they could be setting up a trap. If there's a fight from Wolves to get an orb over to Juicy, maybe get him that showstopper that Sen are going to trigger some kind of fault line into a flash. Second swinging off that. Something that Sentinels are going to have to consider here.
Second, struggling with these early encounters with Spring so far, Wyatt. Just a slower start for the Yoru. Keep up.
That's after being on an absolute heater run in the Americas playoffs. The second was an unbelievable duelist there. Early aftershock is going to allow Second to press up into main, specifically playing off of that dark cover too. So Wolves are going to have to invest some resources, at the very least this Prowler, to regain space, but that's not enough to force Second away.
That interesting Viper wall that cuts mid. Wolves looking to make use of that to gain some space, but Second eventually has to give up B main.
Enough resources committed, and that dark cover dropping. He knows he's in significantly more danger than Wolves going to pivot towards mid. YU has just been ensuring that no one from Sentinels has pushed too far on this A side. They want to go for the split at the moment.
This is dangerous.
This is the weakest the A site has been in terms of numbers for Sen, when Wolves are actually going to hit it.
Bank can sense here. You can sense something's a bit wrong, Wyatt. And risk of getting pinched now as that heaven control's been effortlessly taken by Wolves. Given over by Sen. This is the position Bang was playing from the previous round. Is Juicy double satchel into elbow. Presumably, oh, it's a devastating push.
I know exactly.
And there it is, Narrate just handled.
30
Spring is
seconds left.
nasty. Zakin and Zelsa's doubled up here. Trying to find a way back in, but that poison orb is going to deny any more progress. But They're just walking away from this.
Spring always hungry for more, wants to go for the free fire even. I mean, the Sen economy isn't great, but neither is Wolves. They would love to carry all of these guns over. Juicy in that round comes up huge on the double satchel. John just not prepared for him to go through elbow, through the molly that was thrown down on the ground. Those are the plays that Juicy will come up with because he is just so insanely aggro with the satchels. He will commit so hard on those jumps, sometimes going too far. There isn't a follow-up, but when he succeeds, it will outright win rounds for this Wolf squad.
And you can see Sentinels insisting on trying to take some control of the extremities. Into B main, Zekin pushed early in the round. Over on the A side of the map, we saw Bang try and get forward towards YU, but the Cypher from Wolves is not giving anything to Sentinels, playing very passive around their trip, and then Juicy with this free, essentially, heaven control, has a fantastic execution.
Even in that moment too, Bang felt like he needed
SEN
to
راح
dodge
يخسر
back.
بس
There was so much pressure, so he just had the teleport out and was caught by the spam from Spring, who's at a cool 8-2 right now, 6 rounds into the game. And getting pivotal first bloods. Some nice multi-kills as well.
Same as previously, Aftershock Dark cover just to take that B main control initially. Zekin though's been moved to A.
The importance of this round for Sen cannot be understated. This is their economy on the line. You're going to assume they'll probably be using the Seekers at some point to win this out if they can. This would be worth 2 for Wolves. Oh, 1 second! He can't even get away in time!
YU Anko, too sharp, and straight away we're into